Hi, good morning. My name is Martha, and I come to you today as we talk about domestic violence. Domestic violence is something that usually takes place in the home between a man and a woman and a woman, a man and a man, older people, younger people. It doesn't really matter. Domestic violence is when abuse is being occurred. It could be physical abuse, it could be mental abuse, it could be verbal abuse, it could be psychological abuse, it can be financial abuse, it can be any one of those things. It could also be other things as possible. But one of the things that I can talk about is the abuse that I went through, domestic violence. My husband, he was on drugs. And so when it would be to the point where he wanted certain things that he could not have, and he couldn't get it, well, then he become abusive to me. It became physical, and it also became sexual abuse as well. And it took a long time for me to be able to get out of that situation because of my young children. I was always afraid that my children would get hurt, but I had to make sure I could do whatever I can to put myself in harm's way so my children could be safe. And so I did get out of that situation, and I was very happy. It took a lot for me to recover from that because being abused and being afraid of someone, it does take a toll on you at some point. I have gotten counseling, and I've got spiritual mentors and guidance, and I've talked to God, and I've talked to other people who have been survivors of abuse. And so I have did the groundwork for myself, but I'm talking about other people who are out there that need that support and need that help. You don't have to stay there. Find a way, get a game plan. And so you'll be able to get out of that situation. If you're working, save some money. Put it on the side. If you have a car, take a little bit and move it. Go away to somewhere that you will find yourself safe. Go to a family member that he may not know of, that he may not have met, or she may not have met. Because domestic violence does not always affect just two people, such as a man and a woman. There are domestic violence with same-sex partners. There are domestic violence with older people. We have to be careful. We have to understand and realize that we are not to be put in that sort of situation. And when that happens, we have to think about strategies and ways to get out. My second husband, he was abusive, but in a different manner. He was property destruction. If he couldn't have his way, he would break up the furniture. He really would. One day, I was begging and asking and pleading, please don't leave, because there was something that I needed for him and I to do. And he wanted to go and hang out. And I was standing in the doorway, and he hit me, and he walked in my stomach, and he crossed over me, and he left. At that point, all I could do is get up. And later that day, I went to the bathroom, and I realized I lost a baby. I didn't even know I was pregnant. It was in my early stages. So abuse can happen in so many different dynamic things could happen because of the abuse. And so I'm just talking to anyone that's out there who have been through this, who's listening. Get a game plan. Figure out what you're going to do. Save your money. Decide that you are going to go somewhere different. Talk to people. There is a 1-800 domestic violence number. Reach out to them. Call the police. Be persistent, because some people, they really mean what they say. And so I'm just trying to reach out to anyone who has been involved and affected by domestic violence. Please seek help, because your life is precious and we don't want to lose you. Again, life is precious and we don't want to lose you. And anything is possible to happen in a domestic violence event. Be blessed.